welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie. If you saw the title of today's video, guys, has Johnny Depp in secret forgiven Amber Heard and forgiven her debt? Now, you guys know I've been covering this, that they have been apparently having these secret private meetings where she has been begging him to lower that amount. And that's the other thing. We haven't heard yet anything about him collecting the money. So what gives, what is actually happening? And Amber is extremely screwed because I have a secret about all this I'm going to go ahead and reveal to you guys today and talk about in depth. And for those of you that are new, hi, how are you? My name is Katie, and on this channel, we just giggle through all the silly, stupid stuff we see in the news because, as I've said several times, we hear nothing of Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeff and his airplane, and the sentencing, but we hear about this nonstop. Yeah, this is a joke. We're gonna laugh. Now, in saying that, there are really good things and topics to extrapolate from this, and this is something I do find fascinating. But we giggle through a lot of this stuff, and I would love to have you here if you like this type of content, so make sure and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Would love to have you. Also, I'm doing my $100 gift card giveaway again, guys, and it's really simple to be entered and eligible, and not many people are doing this, so you have a good shot of winning. This is all you have to do. Like the video, subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share the content, watch the video from start to finish. Boom. You are entered, you're eligible. That's all you have to do. And guys, make sure and do it for every single video you see, because the more likes, the more shares, the more comments, the more times you watch from start to finish, more chances you have of winning my money, because the more times you are entered to win. I'll announce a winner August 1st. I want to try to do it every week, but right now I'm just starting. I don't have a ton of money, but August 1st I will announce a winner. So good luck, everyone. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into this. Let me give you a little backstory so you understand what is going on. Hold on, I have to check my computer. Okay, sometimes I have to make sure I'm like, is my mic working? And sometimes my mic cuts out for a little bit. My computer is really slow right now. I don't know what's going on. It's just me out here trying to fix it. I will eventually figure it out. But let's go ahead and talk. So we know from this week, it's been reported that Amber's having these secret meetings with Johnny. Basically, she is begging him to lower that debt because she can't pay it. And things keep getting worse and worse and worse for Heard in this situation. So as well this week, the insurance that was paying all her legal fees has now come after her, suing her, saying, hey, this was defamation. And not only was it defamation, the court says this was defamation with malice on your part. So we're not covering any of this. So when it comes to her insurers, guys, there are two different insurers she has. And there's one that's the bigger one that's paid the bulk of everything. They are the ones that are going after her. Now let me explain how this works. Her insurance covers her with all of this legal stuff unless there are certain clauses, certain loopholes. And one of those loopholes has to do with Heard and whether or not the defamation had malice to it. And this jury said yes. Now, before she and Elaine appealed, the rumor was she was going to Johnny in private, begging, saying, please forgive this debt. Please, let's negotiate this outside of court so we don't have to do anything further. And from what we understand, Johnny basically is not having any of it. And right, good on him at this point. I think we're all like, yes, good on him. He probably shouldn't, with how crazy the situation has gotten, how much she's tried to hurt him. So as a result, she then went on the offensive and she just tried to get this appealed. And they tried every which silly way, and it hasn't worked. Juror 15 was fake. They didn't prove defamation. Now, we know Amber said she's taking this all the way to the Supreme Court, y'all. I want to see season 2 of Amber Heard in the Supreme Court. Like, this has become some of my favorite entertainment. I definitely want to see this and see what the Supreme Court does to her. But Amber's saying she's taking this to the Supreme Court. She's going all the way with this. Now, we know the appeal was shot down. Since then, we have not yet heard anything else from her or her camp. So things since, Wednesday, I think? Have been fairly silent, which is kind of weird because it seems like they've been constantly using the media to put out their narratives and say things. But that's going to be the next step. Now, in doing that, is she going to win? Probably not. Most appeals don't. And here's the other thing. How is she going to fund this? She doesn't have any way to pay for this because her insurance was paying for this. Her insurance was the one doing this. And now they've not only revoked that, she doesn't have insurance, now they're suing her for that money back. So Amber's completely screwed. However, things have been silent and we haven't heard anything about Johnny collecting the money. So what's going on there? So let me explain how this works for you guys. This isn't a situation where the judge rules and all of a sudden in court, the judge looks at the person who's lost and says, okay, you need to go pay money right now. That's not how this works. One of the reasons a lot of people never do lawsuits, and lawsuits are such a pain when it comes to civil stuff, is because you have to make sure the person you're suing has money or assets to go after. Otherwise, you're literally just wasting money on lawyer and legal fees. This is another reason, like on YouTube, a lot of these people never actually do lawsuits and never get sued when it comes to YouTubers who end up saying stuff about other YouTubers, because most of those people, both YouTubers, don't really have much money typically, or enough to go after unless you're one of the big players, but then that's kind of a different story. So when it comes to all this though, what's the next steps? Well, Johnny would need to get a company or some type of an account. He would need to hire someone, some type of entity to go after Amber. And what they would start doing is they would start going after, they'd figure out where are her assets, where is her money, how much does she have, what can they take and how. And there are certain limitations. Like I think you can't take somebody's house, you have to let them have a car. There are certain things within limitations that they can't necessarily take, right? But we know she has been, at least the reports, she's been begging him, please help, let's lower this, let's lower this. So now, not only does she have Johnny Depp, right, who she owes about $10 million to, now there's an insurance company that she owes millions to. What is she going to do? Now, the other part is we've been hearing about this book deal. I just put out a video about this, so make sure and go check this out. The book deal probably isn't real. That was probably a PR spin from Amber. And if it ever was real, it's probably canceled, because now not only has she been sued for defamation with malice, and no appeals are happening, nothing is happening there, but now she's been sued by the insurance company to cover her legal fees. No publishing companies are going to want to touch her, guys, so I think that's all completely untrue. And even if that's the case, what she put out there is that there's this $15 million bidding war going on, right, for her book. Not true. I don't think that's true at all. I think she's saying that to try to create a buzz, to create a bidding war, to try to show the public or to show these companies, ooh, look, I'm still in the headlines, I can still make you some money. That the risk of taking on an Amber Heard project or a book with defamation, since she's now been sued twice about it, is not worth the financial reward, because who's going to buy this? But what are Amber's options? Well, she can beg Johnny, which looks like that's what she's trying. It's not working, but there's one other one. So this is something else that happens. When you go through trial like this, you can declare bankruptcy. So she could declare bankruptcy. If she declares bankruptcy and she takes these allegations or these, I don't know if you call them charges, I think that's with criminal, right? But if she took all these claims, right, that have been proven in court, she could basically get that wiped out. She could get that debt wiped out. Here's the secret. When it comes to bankruptcy, there are certain rules and stipulations. So for instance, if you're going to sue somebody for something, right? And then you don't have the money and they think you're going to enforce it. So if she thinks Johnny's going to actually enforce these judgments and go after her and try to collect this money by assets or garnering wages, right? Then here's what she would do. Typically, she would go declare bankruptcy. We haven't heard anything about that, and there are two reasons for that. Number one, really bad PR for her right now when she's saying she's going to keep fighting it. I think she's probably scrambling, trying to figure out who she has in her back pocket, what billionaires she can talk to, who might foot this bill to keep her going, to keep her afloat, or maybe even to cut a back deal with Johnny so he doesn't go after her. But here's the other thing. With bankruptcy, if you were to defame somebody, if you had a judgment against you where you defamed somebody in malice, that doesn't hold in court. So she can't, at this point, she's literally stuck. This girl can't even go and declare bankruptcy for the judgments against her to wipe this debt out. She is in such a bad position with this. So really, at this point, the only thing she can do is to hope Johnny's going to have some mercy on her. And here's my opinion. I've been saying this for a while, and I think this is like a lot of people feel this way, right? I don't think Johnny cares about the money. Johnny has enough money. Johnny can make money. Johnny's issue is not money. Johnny wanted his life back. Johnny wanted his career back. Johnny wanted his good name back. Johnny wanted that good PR. He just paid a ton of money for good PR. That's really what this was. So I don't even know at this point that he has any intention of actually going after Amber. However, if she continues to defame him, if she continues to run her mouth, now that there's a legal precedent that's been set that she has been defamatory, it is more and more likely if he went after her again, he'd win again. And he'd have the evidence. He'd have all the evidence on his side like he did before, and she'd probably keep lying and do what she does. So is it possible that he will then enforce it if she keeps talking? Maybe. But here's the thing. What he wanted to do, the goal at the end of the day, is done, and it's over for Johnny. He wanted his good name back. And now, anytime Amber opens her mouth about him, nobody even believes her. So if whatever she does say or do isn't going to affect him at this point in any real negative way, since the public is on his side, unless the media and businesses continue to want to screw with his ability to make money, then it's a different story. But she's stuck. She can't write a book because nobody will touch her at this point because she's too much of a liability. She can't declare bankruptcy. And now she's got the insurance company and Johnny coming after her. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people had talked about this, and I had even thrown out there, I think, about, well, let's see about bankruptcy being on the table. But with defamation, if it's malice, you can't use that in bankruptcy court. So at this point, she is at Johnny's mercy. And I hope for her sake, and this is what's hard. And I've had some people like, they haven't really understood this part, because I've said I had a lot of compassion for Amber. And people are like, how? She's a liar. She's a dish. Okay, yeah, she is all those things. She's also a person. She's also a person going through an extraordinary situation with an extraordinary amount of hate. We can argue all day, every day if it's warranted. And you know what? A lot of it is. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. My point, though, is she's still a human being, and I still have a lot of compassion for her. And at the end of the day, I talk a lot on this channel about forgiveness. I talk a lot about that. What I don't like about cancel culture, and I don't like about this type of stuff, is that there's no room for forgiveness. There's no incentive to change. And I think my opinion is we should always try to find room for forgiveness, even for people we don't like. And look, I'm not trying to take a moral high ground. I'm not saying everybody has to think this way, but I am saying without forgiveness, there's no change. Without change, it's just outrage. And when you're just doing outrage for the sake of, we all are controlled and manipulated and enslaved by psychopaths at the top, and that's exactly what they do with the media. And that's the stuff that I want to point out to people, so we can become free, sovereign beings in every which way we can. So, these are my perspectives. She cannot declare bankruptcy. She is screwed. Do you think Johnny is going to forgive her or has forgiven her at this point? What do you think? Sound off in the comments and let me know. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. As well, guys, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and my $100 gift card giveaway. All you have to do, like I said, like the video, subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share the content, and watch the video from start to finish. You're entered and you're eligible, and do it for every video so you can be entered even more times. All right, guys, I think that's it for me today. Take care, lots of love, lots of blessings. Till the next video, I'm giving everybody hugs, kisses, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.